I'm delighted to be joined by Diana Merenda, Director at Client Lifecycle Support. Diana, thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure.
So I'd like to start off by asking you what you think the biggest challenges are for technology professionals in investment management and specifically in sales and marketing communications.
It's the Bermuda Triangle. Now, what I mean by that is, if you can picture this triangle and the three sides, you've got, and they all begin with D, so it's easy to remember. My name is Diana, so it's easy to remember. There's device diet, I'll get to that in a second. There's demand for 24/7 access, and there's data accuracy and security. These are three almost competing forces. So let's talk about what that means. Device diet, especially the younger ones coming into the marketplace, but even everyone today, if you can run your whole life on your phone, you want to be able to do the same thing with work, because work is now very much part of everyone's. There's no more 9 to 5. It's work, life, it's all together. So sales and marketing professionals do not want to lug around their multiple devices. They want to have, they want to be able to access applications, pitch books, and they should look the same whether it's on a desktop, a laptop, a tablet, or the phone. Secondly, you want to be able to do that at any time of the day. Now, competing with that is accuracy and security. The technologists today are literally, they really don't know what to do. It's a big discussion in the industry because hacking is ubiquitous, and you don't think, you might think of hacking as some people in a room somewhere. In fact, hacking is very sophisticated, and it's done by computers. Their whole raison d'etre is they're programmed to try to infiltrate, so as soon as that attachment is clicked, it exposes a virus that's going to be looking for data. And this is what keeps technologists up at night. For that reason, I'm happy I'm not on that side of the solution, because that's a real tough one.
Moving on from technology, I'd like to ask you how you think the investment management industry has changed over the recent years, specifically with regards to risk management in marketing and sales communications.
It's actually the story of really the timeline of my life relative to the asset management industry, because when I started 26 years ago, the risk that everyone was talking about included things like 2 times the benchmark in a particular sector, such as white goods, or maybe an over or under exposure relative to the benchmark in a particular country, or perhaps a currency. No one talked about risk as it relates to sales and marketing. It just didn't happen. But the financial crisis has turned all of that, turned the funnel. You think of a funnel as this way, right? This has turned it upside down, because now sales and marketing have responsibility for risk management as well. You want to be sure that you're advertising properly. This is all about regulations, right? KYC, the know your customer, know your client. You want to be sure that you're targeting the right investment to the right level of sophistication for the client, and things like that. So I would say very much so, risk management is now very much part of the life of the sales and marketing professional.
So we've spoken a lot about the challenges right now, and what do you think the biggest opportunities are for the investment management technology landscape over the next 1 to 5 years, and how do you predict that will change?
Well, since we've just already gone through what are some of the challenges, the easy way to go about it is that whatever there is in the challenges side, the opportunity is to fix it. So managers who can have technology such that sales and marketing professionals have access to data that is accurate, secure, on a 24/7 basis, and can do it in devices that are comfortable for them, and have risk management embedded. I believe it should be embedded in every single person's job description. regardless of their position at the firm. Those are the firms that are going to be more successful than others.
And I know that at TSAM you'll be joining an expert panel discussion where you will talk about how to gain competitive advantage through technology. Can you just tell me why it is you decided to speak on that and share some insights onto what you plan to discuss on the day?
I'd be happy to. Something personal here. You know, 9/11, since 9/11, at least in America, there's this saying, if you see something, say something. My life was spared on 9/11. I was at 130 Liberty at my office at Deutsche Bank like I was every day at 7:30 in the morning. And I survived that day. And what I came to realize what was important afterwards was you cannot assume that security is going to be just the responsibility of the police. If you see something, say something. Now, coincidentally, I hope, I was also at the collapse of Bear Stearns. So, collapse of World Trade, collapse of Bear Stearns, two entirely different events, both tragic in their own ways. But what I took from that combined, confounded experiences was that risk management really has to be infused throughout the organization. It, like as I said before, it needs to be part of the job description, top down, enforced as to the importance at every level of the organization. So what did I do with that? My client lifecycle that my partner and I have developed is a way, it's not a Swiss Army knife. It does not do all things and solve all problems for all parts of the firm at any one time. But what it does do is allow firms to have a clear construct whereby, with a clear process of exactly what needs to be done, all the departments in the firm get a chance to weigh in on client onboarding, contractual changes, terminations, management of trigger events, contract vendor analysis, new product development, getting all the departments on the same page to say, we know what has to be done, we know when it has to be done, we know who's going to do it, we can certify that we're ready and able to do it, and that we in fact will do it. Now, when you have that kind of a confluence of clearly defined process that incorporates risk management and the use of technology, what you then have is the ability to mitigate risk on an enterprise basis for the firm, but also mitigate risk for the client, reputationally, caring about their fiduciary life, making that client happy. And we all know, sales and marketing, a happy client is a client that stays, that gives you more business from themselves, and that is also able to be used as a reference. That is a win, a real win-win, and that's why I'm doing it.
Thank you very much for sharing your insights with us, Diana. It's been a pleasure to have you.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much, Charlotte. I enjoyed it.